But I think that just, I don't know, Buffalo is just riding the wave right now based off emotions, Lamar Hamlin. So I think they got this. I don't see it.
We're going to get into that.
Let's jump right in. Well, happy Tuesday night. What's going on, everybody? I'm Bones, Smitty, and Mr. Notter. Gentlemen, how we doing this evening?
Salutations, everyone. Happy Tuesday.
What's happening, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it. Looking forward to we got a big baseball night tonight. Big baseball.
Yes.
Night.
Baseball.
Yep,
My Phillies. Man, let's go. I'm excited.
I know Notter is loving the Phillies. That's his World Series go-to. Smitty, before we get into too deep of the talk here on MLB baseball, and before we touch on some NFL and some hockey.
Hockey's back, baby. Hockey's back. Let's go.
Swing it it's kind of like a golf swing, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You should know.
I should know. That's why I wore the Titleist hat to represent hockey today, because the swing.
Good. There you go.
But Smitty, before we jump into the baseball, right now we're gonna have a game coming on shortly. Game 2, NLCS, Diamondbacks and Phillies. Who do you like? Who would you go to right now to say you'd like to see win the World Series?
Well, first of all, let me go on record. I wouldn't like anybody to win the World Series if the Yankees are not in it. But
fair.
Listen, the Phillies are just hot right now. I mean, they have the pitching, they have the starters, they have the bullpen. Nick Castellanos, Bryce Harper, Trey Turner,
Schwarber.
And Schwarber.
Is he starting to heat up now?
Starting to. All it took was that attaboy, and he's been on fire, right? Yep. So, right now, he's hot. The Rangers are playing good baseball. I'm just hoping that the D-backs, they've come such a long way. I think they're ranked 24th, if I'm not mistaken, as far as the payroll. So, I'm rooting for the D-backs too, in a way. You know what I mean? I know that, Phillies are just hot right now, man. It'll take a miracle for the Diamondbacks to come back and beat that team, But baseball is baseball, The Rangers are looking good. I know, Ray, you're disappointed because you're always rooting for the Astros in the playoffs if your Red Sox are not in, right?
I always root for the Astros when they play the Yankees. I just want to clarify that. I want to make it very clear.
My bad.
All right.
That's fair. That's fair. What are you going to do?
I'm not. Hey, I ain't lying.
Yeah.
I ain't lying. So let me ask both of you this question. And Bryce Harper. Is Bryce Harper the best player in baseball?
Are you talking right now? Yes. Right now, yes.
Right now in the playoffs.
Like in the playoffs?
Well, he missed most of the season, right?
Yeah, he had Tommy John. He came back super, super quick from Tommy John. I think like 5.5 months, something like that. I think that Bryce Harper is the best player in the playoffs right now. Yes, and it's not just because of his game. Like, obviously, the guy can ball, right? He can hit, he can field, he can do everything, but. Dude, the energy he brings to that stadium and like the leadership he brings to that clubhouse is unlike anything I've seen in a long time, honestly. Like, people can talk about, Aaron Judge being the captain of the Yankees, right? But dude, there's just something different about Bryce Harper. He wears his emotions on his sleeve. I love his intensity. And let's be real, Philly loves him, and he loves Philly, man. I don't know if you guys saw his post-game interview. Yeah, he must have said he loved this place like 20 times. And as much as I lose sleep every night over the fact that the Yankees could have made an offer to him and we could have had him, Philly's where he belongs, man. He's like he said in the interview, working class people. The Philly fans are brutal, like whatever stadium or whatever, wherever you go. But dude, Bryce Harper, he's the man. He's the man in the playoffs this year. He's got 4 home runs already. Like he's raking. He's playing well. But that whole team feeds off of Bryce Harper. If Bryce Harper's not there, then I'm not really sure the Phillies are here right now.
I agree 100% with that. Your question was, is Bryce Harper the best player in baseball? And I agree 100% when it came, the way Notter answered it. And that's right now, Bryce Harper is hot. He's 100%. I mean, the guy's just on fire, you know. I mean, Nada just nailed it, what he said. And, you know, yeah, he's a right fit. You know, Nick Castellanos is also having a great postseason.
Mm-hmm.
That team is just, I knew it. I mean, I knew the Phillies were going to be hungry in the postseason. And here we are. You know, hopefully the Diamondbacks put up a fight tonight. And then we'll see what happens.
Now, Castellanos, he's batting 7th in that order, in that lineup.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. What a hell of a 7 batter, you know?
Absolutely.
Listen,
he's got to have one of the best post-game interviews too. That dude doesn't give a shit. Like anything he says goes, and people love it, man. Like he's a stud. He's another guy. Yeah. He's another guy that was a great fit with the Reds. Like he was really well liked, but like this group of guys they have on this Philly team, man, they all just fit so well. You know what I mean? You don't have too many egos like the Padres. Like you got all these guys that just want to be the guy. These guys just want to win. They don't care how they do it, and they support each other. But Castellanos hitting 7th. Are you serious right now? That's wild.
Where would he hit for the New York Yankees?
I don't care. I don't care where he would hit. I'd hit him leadoff. Shit, I don't care.
There we go. Hey, one thing I'll add. Harper tore it up last year in the playoffs. Right?
Yep. Yes.
Maybe he's the new Mr. October. Hey, can I compare him to somebody? And maybe this is too big to compare to. But as far as like bringing the energy and the leadership to that clubhouse, would it be fair to like put him in the same sentence as Big Papi?
David Ortiz?
Yeah.
I think
that guy had put the whole city on his back.
I think, and you know, I'm not David Ortiz, of course, you know, I mean, Manny Ramirez, you know, Pedro Martinez, Bryce Harper is just the energy that he's bringing to that city. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure if that's a good comparison.
Okay. All right.
You know what I mean? But people might disagree with me. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, Bryce Harper, that type of energy that he's bringing right now is just, it's just in a different level, man. I haven't seen this in a while in baseball.
Yeah.
I think you bring up a good point, Ray. This Phillies team reminds me a lot of that Red Sox team. You know what I mean? I don't know why. It's just, you know, they're playing hard. They're playing harder than any team that I've seen this year.
Which Red Sox team?
Let's go
2004.
Yeah, let's go 04. Why not? Right? Like I know it's totally different. It's totally different as far
just a
as
little
like,
bit. Just a little bit, because remember, they're not down 3-0. They're not down 3-love.
I'm talking
they're
like
not underdogs. You know what I mean?
I'm talking like the group. I'm talking like the group of players, though. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They just all click. Like you can see that team chemistry that the Phillies have, and that team. And that team, if they didn't have the chemistry they had in 2003, they weren't going to win anything. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know if Ortiz is the right guy either, Smitty. I kind of agree with you on that. I think. I mean, Papi is one of the most clutch players to ever play the game, and I know Harper's clutch too. But you know, as far as the personalities go, I think they're a little different. But I mean, it's a good question. There might be a lot of people out there.
And Harper does play. He plays the field, right?
Sure. Yeah.
He plays first base.
Yep. But you know what? This Phillies team, you got, and maybe we don't really realize this. They're the 6th seed in the playoffs. They were the lowest seed to get into the playoffs.
Remember how bad of a start they got off to too. You know what I mean? Yeah. They were not a good baseball team for a while, and Trey Turner was awful to start the season. Like he was Captain America during the World Baseball Classic, but he got off to a bad start. But you know, the Philly fans supported him, man. When they did that whole billboard thing, that's when he turned his whole entire season around. Now he's hitting, I think, over 4. He might even be he's hitting 500 right now in the playoffs. Jeez. So he figured it out.
Crushing it.
So you know, the Phillies, I mean, if we look at the payroll rankings, they are 2nd.
So you're expecting that out of them, but you do have somebody like Bryce Harper and Trey Turner alone. Just those two guys alone are.
And let's bring it back all the way to like the beginning of the season. I know that was a long time ago, right? Here we are in October, but we talked about the Mets. We talked, which we already know how that ended up. We talked about the Mets, the Braves, the Phillies. Those were the three teams that were supposed to be contenders. And yes, the Phillies went through a lot of injuries, and here they are. You know what I mean? And they're clicking just at the right time, like Nato said, you know?
Mhm.
So,
yeah, dude, we did say this before. Once you get that steam going into the playoffs, anybody can really take it down. But the Arizona Diamondbacks just lost their first game of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were the hottest team going into the game yesterday, even though, I mean, Philly hasn't had a cakewalk. You know what I mean? They dropped one to the Braves. God, what is going on here? But Arizona, they just took their first L. So,
and remember, Arizona played the Dodgers, and the Dodgers, that team, you know, I mean, Mookie Betts,
100-win team.
Freeman.
If the Dodgers pitching was in shape, right? You had Urias, who was out because of the domestic violence stuff. You had Kershaw, who's never been good in the postseason. He's also he's long in the tooth. He's getting older. You know, they had some, and then they went and got Lance Lynn at the trade deadline. He gave up 44 home runs this year. 44. He led baseball in home runs given up. I see where they needed pitching help, and I see, you know, Lance Lynn was there. He was available, but he wasn't the guy, right? He wasn't gonna help lead the Dodgers to the World Series. I think if the Dodgers pitching situation was better, they would have. I mean, you look at the team on paper, the Dodgers should have steamrolled the Diamondbacks. It shouldn't have even been close, but they had no pitching. They had nothing to go off of. And, you know, when you got your ace, the guy that's been with the Dodgers forever, giving up 6 runs in the first inning, that's a complete blow to your entire team. You know what I mean? That's a lot to come back from in October, man. In October baseball, we all know it's a different animal. It's a totally different thing than the regular season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely disappointing for LA. Definitely disappointing for Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta was my pick, but you know what? I probably mushed them out. So if you're a Braves fan, I apologize. It's all my fault. I'll take that. I'll take that one on the chin.
And listen, let's not. And I know that we're talking about bad news here, but we haven't been on in you know what, 2 weeks? I think
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Let's look at the American League East, the division. You know, all 3 teams were knocked out real quick. You know what I mean? Baltimore, they didn't lose one series all year long. But don't get me wrong, that team, you know, they have a lot of youth. The only thing that I would be concerned as if I was a Baltimore Oriole fan would be their financial situation. And that is, you know, as far as are they going to be able to hold those players in place? You know what I mean? And I haven't researched all the numbers, you know, as far as their cap or whatever it is, but I'm pretty sure that they don't have the payroll, you know, like the Yankees, the Mets, the Padres, all of a sudden now, you know what I mean? Those type of teams. So the Rays, they got knocked out too. You know, and we thought that they were going to go far, you know, at least I did. I thought the Rays were going to go far.
You know what? The Rays got hurt though. I mean, they lost pitching. You lose them, McClanahan, and then who's the other guy that they lost for? You know, pretty much for the whole season. I mean, that sets you back.
Yeah.
You know,
and it just goes to show you. I mean, if you watch the series, I mean, I think the first game they lost it. If my memory serves me right, they lost it by errors.
Mm-hmm. They played They played very, very poorly defensively. Yeah, very poorly. Yeah. Plays that should have been made. Like there was no excuse for some of those plays. You know.
Yeah. Tough season. Definitely a disappointing season.
Smitty, you bring up a good point though with the Orioles real quick. They were talking to the Orioles GM, I believe, earlier in the season, maybe halfway through, like at the All-Star break, and he even said, he's like, "Hey, we're gonna have a tough time signing all these dudes. You know, they got Mountcastle and they got Rutschman and they got the number 1 prospect in baseball, Jackson Holliday, coming up. Like, they're gonna need to figure it out, and you know." I mean, you may see them do some crazy stuff during the offseason. You may see some free agents go over there, or maybe they make some trades. They got a really, really good farm system. But, yeah, they definitely don't have the financial situation that a lot of these other teams do. But clearly, their youth and their talent, you know, they played well. That's another team that clicked really well, and they got some good leadership from some of those young players.
Hey, real quick, and I'm going to go to left field on this one. I want Nada's thoughts on this one. The Miami Marlins GM King Nig left the organization after it tried to hire someone over her in the baseball operations department. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I saw that. Of course, Smitty, you follow the Yankees like I do. You're a diehard fan, and you see all these Yankee fans that are saying, go get her, let her run baseball operations for the Yankees. As far as I know, I don't know too much about her, but I do know she's got a very good reputation. I do know the world of sports is turning to a lot more females and women getting involved, which I think is great. I mean, the San Francisco Giants, they interviewed I forget her name. I can't remember her off the top of my head, but they interviewed her for the managerial position. Like, I think that's good. I think what the Marlins have done over the few years where they've progressed and they've gotten better, they got a lot of talent on that team. You know what I mean? And
they do.
They need, I think, some veteran presence. I think they go out and get maybe a veteran player. I think they'd be good. But listen, she's going to get hired by somebody. There's no doubt. And
Absolutely.
she's got a good reputation. The Marlins seem to have a tough time. Like, I know when Jeter left, there was a lot of rumors about, Jeter didn't agree with the way the team was run. And,
right.
They wanted to keep things pretty on the outside and not get down nitty gritty with some of the decisions that needed to be made. I know Stanton leaving was a big deal, but Jeter was looking to kind of like get that young core ready. And she was a big part of that. And I know her and Jeter, as far as I know, get along relatively well, and they work together. So she's going to get hired by somebody. I think she's got a very good reputation from what I understand.
Right. I just think that, my interpretation in reading the articles and, just on the sources, the reports that were given, I just think that's classless from the Marlins, to move that route, kind of like behind the scenes, and they did her dirty. But I don't know all the story. You know what I mean? So, she's successful on paper. She's successful. And like you said, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to hire her. And yes, I think that, our fan base, we're out there like, hire her.
We're looking for anybody. Yankee fans are looking for anybody at this point. As long as it's not Brian Cashman, they don't care. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, Red Sox probably wouldn't mind her.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know. You're looking for a team that needs some rebuilding, or a team that needs a change of pace. You could definitely see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll see how Brian O'Halloran does. Well.
So are we all in agreement that the Phillies will win? They will be the representatives in the National League in the World Series?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm pulling for Arizona just because I haven't seen them there since. Who the heck
2001?
Who was that team they beat back then?
Yeah, the New York Yankees.
Randy Johnson and Kurt.
The New York Yankees.
Thank you, Luis Gonzalez.
Gonzo?
Right.
That was on cue. That was on cue.
That was a tough one, man. That was a tough one.
By the way, what's up, Randy? What's going on? Nice to see you on here joining us. We love it.
Thank you for the nice words, Randy. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Listen, if you guys are listening, throw your comments in there. We know Randy is going to, because he is a mastermind of the questions. Who's getting Ohtani? Randy wants to know who's getting Ohtani. And I'd love to know who's getting Ohtani as well.
I have a lot of theories on this, man. I've been talking about this, and I said it even on B3 Baseball. I think the Mariners are going to make a push for Ohtani. I really do. They've had great luck in the market as far as having players come over and play. I mean, you look at Ichiro and some of those other guys.
That's a good point.
Probably the Dodgers. Dodgers are going to make a run at everybody, as they always do. The Padres.
Yeah. I say the Dodgers.
Yeah, Dodgers are probably. Yeah, Dodgers are a good pick. But I mean, listen, and it looks like Trey Turner just went yard. If you guys aren't watching the game, so
it is. It.
1-0 Philly. Trey Turner just
one love. Yeah,
that dude is on fire right now.
Yeah, everybody's on fire in the Philly.
Damn, that dude. Citizens Bank is absolutely out of their minds.
Merrill Kelly's a hell of a pitcher too.
He had a great season.
He had a very good season. Yeah, I was like, I know when we did the World Baseball Classic, Smitty, I'm like, we have Merrill Kelly pitching Game 1.
Yeah, I remember that.
Who the frick is Merrill Kelly? You know what I mean?
Well, you're gonna remember his name now.
I mean, I will not forget his name.
That's why I love the World Baseball Classic, because you see a lot of these guys that don't get the spotlight much that are willing to play. And Merrill Kelly, man, he pitched this. What was his ERA, like 3.6 on the season, 3.7 on the season. He pitched well.
Mm-hmm.
So, Nodder, you put something in the group message. I know we said something about Ohtani, and then we kind of, drifted. Somehow we wound up on Merrill Kelly, but it happens. But you put something in the group message about Juan Soto potentially in pinstripes.
Yeah, so I've been telling people that, and I don't know where I got this from. I thought 2024 was his free agent year, and it's not. It's 2025.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, and Smitty knows this better than anyone. You go into this, you go down the rabbit hole with the Yankees offseason, right? Like the past 3 or 4 years, Cashman has come out and said, "Hey, we're gonna go get Trey Turner. We're gonna go get whoever's a free agent, Manny Machado." That was obviously a huge one, and I don't believe anything anyone says anymore. I really don't. You just got to kind of wait and see what the Yankees decide to do. But Jim Bowden, who writes for The Athletic, put out a tweet and said the Yankees have resources to sign Soto long-term if the move works out, or they could trade him at the 2024 deadline. If things go south, they could offer the Padres a package of major league ready talent, including Michael King, who's my boy. I love Michael King.
Yeah.
Johnny Brito, who, that's fine. You can send him to the moon for all I care. Outfielders Everson Pereira and infielder Oswald Peraza. I don't know if we can sign him. If we can sign him long term, and we know that he's going to be the Yankees left fielder for the foreseeable future, I would probably be more apt to say I'm okay with it. But that's a big package right there, man.
It is. It is a big package, and you know what, Juan Soto's. I mean, let's look at his health history. I mean, is he going to be 100% all the time?
Yeah.
Do we even know? And this is a serious question. Do we know how old Juan Soto is? Seriously, how old is this guy?
Are we going down the Miguel Tejada rabbit hole again? Or
that's a good question.
Or Jose Contreras, like he was 28 supposedly when we signed him, and he was actually like 34.
That's a good question.
It seems to be a thing with players from other countries.
That's a good question. Ray, do me a favor, investigate that and get back to me with that, please.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Ray will come up with some sort of conspiracy theory about that one.
They're not conspiracy.
I know that. Hence the reason why I said investigate it.
I don't know, though. I mean, listen, would I love Juan Soto on the Yankees? Sure. I think anybody would love Juan Soto. The dude gets on base.
Exactly.
He gets on base. The dude walks a ton. He's got a good eye. He's obviously a generational talent. I just don't know what the Yankees are going to be willing to give up for him, man. I mean, they have a lot of young talent.
And the problem nowadays, and I can only speak for myself as a Yankee fan with this right here. When you suffer some trauma as a Yankee fan, and let's talk about the history as far as the trades and the acquisitions that we've gotten. I mean, let's look at Giancarlo Stanton. When I look at Giancarlo Stanton, look who we passed for, right? We passed Bryce Harper, didn't we? Right? And we went out and got Giancarlo Stanton. Giancarlo Stanton has given us consistently how many years of good baseball?
I mean, I actually looked at the number the other day, like his average games played in a season, and it's not good, like at all. But no, go ahead, Smitty. It's fine.
No, and that's what I'm going towards, Nader. Like, if we look at Juan Soto, a long-term contract, is he going to get hurt? Is he all of a sudden? Fan now, you know what I mean? If we're going to give up all these, players, and I like the young kids, man. I have fun. I mean, are they going to be like, are they going to hit 300, 20, 40 home runs right all of a sudden? No, they're not. You know what I mean? But that's what we got to do. I mean, look at the Baltimore Orioles, and I know that, it's New York and it's the Yankees and it's a lot of pressure. I get all that stuff. But if they go out there and get a big name and the big name comes into New York and they can't succeed in New York, then here we go again.
Here we go again. You said exactly what I was thinking. I mean, I love, listen, Jason Dominguez is like the future, right? I mean, this kid comes up from basically double A and he starts raking, and he's showing that he is the product that the Yankees thought he was going to be when he was 16 when they signed him.
Was he 16?
Okay, listen, get on it, right? Here we go again.
Yo, put some music on in the background. Put some music on in the background because I know where Ray's going with this.
You put the X-Files theme song in the background.
Hold on, I can do better.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see.
Better.
What do you got? What do you got on there?
Come on, feel the beat.
Oh, I feel it.
I'm waiting for the hook to drop. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh, okay. All right.
See that? J-Dom special. J-Dom special right here. Here we go, Smitty. Where are we right now? Where are we?
I don't know, man. One of the Caribbean countries, bro.
I didn't know for like
we'll go to Puerto Rico. We'll go to Cuba. We'll go to Dominican Republic.
DR? We at the Hard Rock in DR. What are we doing?
That's what's up.
Olive.
I wish I was there, shit.
Yeah, you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
So listen, let's get back to I know we moved a little bit to the Yankees there. We'll talk about the Red Sox later, but I want to address Randy's got a good question. Do the Rangers beat the Astros and win the World Series, or do the Phillies take it? So let's go to the American League. I mean, what do you guys think as far as do you think the Astros are able to come back? I know the Astros all year have played good baseball on the road instead of Houston. The Rangers are looking pretty good. However, Scherzer is pitching. Mad Max is pitching Game 3. Do the Astros have a chance against the Rangers? Listen, shout out to Jordan Montgomery.
Yeah,
what a beast,
Monty. It's my man.
What a beast. Hey, listen, one that got away, bro.
Hey, who knows? Maybe he'll be back. Who knows? I would tell him. I would tell the Yankees to go screw if I was him. But that's just
that's what I was going to ask you. Would you want to go back? Would you want to go back to the Bronx?
I would love to have Monty back. You know what I mean? But I think he's been moved around a little bit. I think he left New York with a sour taste in his mouth.
Absolutely.
I was shocked when they traded for Bader because I didn't even I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't really know anything about Harrison Bader, but the dude ended up being, pretty fragile. And listen, I love that Monty has succeeded. He did great in St. Louis. He's doing fantastic with Texas. And that move that Texas made, getting him, knowing that Scherzer was kind of down and out and he wasn't exactly healthy, was huge. That was a huge deal for them.
Absolutely.
But in all seriousness, yes, I don't trust Max Scherzer right now. He hasn't been healthy. He hasn't thrown. I think the Astros could easily come back and win against Scherzer. No doubt in my mind.
And also, let me ask you this, because I'll tell you what, I'll be serious. When Chapman comes out, right? Were you watching that game?
I got PTSD, man, from Aroldis Chapman. Every time he comes out of the bullpen, he gives up a run or walks a minimum of 2 batters every single inning, dude. Every inning.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you appreciate the style of baseball that Dusty Baker and Bocce are spearheading with their clubs? I mean, do you think that they rely on analytics a lot, or do you think it's more old school baseball? Throw the pitchers out there.
Listen, it's got to be old school baseball because they keep putting Chapman out there to pitch, right? Like they clearly have faith in this dude.
100% right.
They got faith in this dude, and they're putting him out there against the Rangers, who historically he's been terrible against. Terrible. And he gave up a home run to was it Alvarez?
Alvarez, yeah.
He gave up
Jordan Alvarez.
You figure this is old school baseball, right? Lefty-lefty matchup. Aroldis throws 100 miles an hour, but Alvarez is a better hitter than Aroldis is a pitcher. It doesn't matter who you put out there against
Alvarez. Is hot right now.
They did the same thing in Houston when they were playing the Mariners in the postseason. Was it last year? Who's the lefty that the Mariners got? They signed him to a pretty good contract. He had Tommy John. Wears the tight pants and grunts like crazy when he pitches.
He wears the tight pants,
like the tightest pants I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Right. Somebody put it in the chat if you're in there. I forget his name. Anyway, they left him in because they thought it was a lefty-lefty matchup and it was going to be good. You can't do that against Yordan Alvarez. He's
You're right.
He's one of the best hitters in baseball. You can't.
Jeez.
Listen. You just got to go at him or walk him. That's what you have
That
to
was
do.
and that was a missile. That was
yeah.
a missile. You knew that was gone when he hit it.
100%.
So,
Hey, can I ask you guys a question real quick?
Yep.
Since we're talking about Yankee pitchers and
Oh God, here
pitching
we
in the
go.
playoffs, how upset are you guys at the fact that Sonny Gray? I mean, you got Sonny Gray, you got Jordan Montgomery.
Where is Sonny Gray? Where is Sonny Gray?
He's at home now.
He's golfing,
Okay.
right?
All right.
Golfing.
He's at
Say
home
less.
now.
Listen,
But
what happened. We're here now. Let's move to the future. Next question.
next question.
To
Come on, man.
to answer the question you were going to
I
ask,
mean,
Ray,
what do you want me to say, Ray? Oh my God. It hurts to watch these guys be successful that couldn't make it in New York. Like, for example, Aaron Hicks, Sonny Gray. You know what I mean? These are some of the names that you're mentioning.
Yeah, no, and listen, Nathan Eovaldi. I mean, hey, we have the worst pitching in
another
baseball.
one.
Worst
There's another
pitching
one.
in baseball, and then what happens? We let that guy go, and now he's pitching in the playoffs. He might even win us. Well, he's not going to win the Cy Young now, but
That guy was a Yankee killer too, man.
yeah, no,
And he was a Yankee at one time too.
Dude,
not.
yeah,
You weren't talking about Robbie Ray, were you?
Robbie Ray. Thank you. I just tried to Google it. Yes,
Oh, the pitcher. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah.
they were in the playoffs.
You know where you lost me at, Nader? At 100%. I'm not trying to be funny or anything like that. When you said tight pants,
The tight
I was
pants.
just like, who?
You look up a picture
know what I
of
mean?
Robbie Ray on the mound. Those
Oh,
pants.
my man.
are
I'm not. No, listen.
hugging.
I got you. 100%. I'm not even going to look at no picture. I got you. I believe you. You know what I mean?
Manny, I'm going to find it for you. Hold on.
It's a
minute.
good one.
No, please.
Hold on.
But
Let's
that-
I'd rather look at Taylor Swift. I'd rather look at
Robbie
Taylor
Ray
Swift.
OnlyFans. Hold on, I'm looking. Robbie Ray OnlyFans.
But in all
Got
seriousness, to answer your question, Smitty,
You subscribe?
those two managers are old school, right? They
Yes.
go by what they know. They've both been very successful in their careers. You know, Bochy and listen, they just keep the fact that they just keep putting Chapman out there blows my mind.
Very
But they
right,
love
yeah.
him and they keep putting him out there. And if I'm a Rangers fan, I know what his history was like with the Yankees in the postseason, and it's scary. But listen, he got it done though, right? They won the game.
He did.
I don't really
got it
think they
done.
care what he does.
And
as long
let,
as he
and
gets
let
out
me
of the
tell
inning.
you, you know what? I'm glad you just brought me back, Nader, because Leclerc, when he came out, those balls that they were hitting, Altuve, I
Mhm.
forgot who else hit it way back. Altuve hit it deep.
Bregman hit one, I think, too. That
Yeah.
was out there.
And I was just like, oh, please don't. Because, you know what I mean? Come on. I'm going for the Rangers 100%. So
Oh, yeah, have to, have to.
I'll answer Randy. I think the Rangers are going to go to the World Series against the Phillies.
Mm.
I could be wrong because, you know, baseball is baseball. It's not over till it's over. But
You
that's
never
my
know.
pick, Rangers, Phillies.
Mm.
What do you
I
got?
mean,
I agree.
Ray, what do you got?
Well, since I can't pick anything but a wedgie right now, I'm gonna go with the Diamondbacks and the Astros.
Oh, good job. You even forgot who was in the American League. You were like, who?
The assholes. The Astros. No, I'll be honest with you. I want to see Texas, but I don't want to jinx them.
I don't think you have to worry about that, though. You're not going to jinx him.
I can't lose betting on Texas or Houston. We go, what is it, a couple weeks ago, any Texas team I picked lost.
It's true.
I can't lose on this one.
We had a
can't
tough
lose
time
on
with Texas during college football.
Unless I pick the winner, right? Unless I pick the winner. So, and we're not
So listen, let's talk a little bit about the Red Sox before we close it out. As far as baseball is concerned, what are some moves that you would like your team to make, Ray, in the offseason?
just throw me some pitching, please. Throw me some pitching. I don't care about anything else.
If you had to pick anybody right now,
Oh,
I'm not sure if you.
I got to be honest with you, Smitty. I don't even know who would be available. How available free agents?
I got a guy,
Tell me.
Marcus Stroman.
Oh, yeah, no, he would be a nice ad.
You got dude, again, like the free agent market is not great for 2024. I mean, if you guys are talking about signing somebody, Marcus Stroman's your best bet. I wouldn't go after Lance. I wouldn't touch Lance Lynn
No.
with a 10-foot pole.
Lance
You got-
Lynn gives up too many donks. He
got-
strikes people out though.
You got Ryu, who's
Ryu.
decent.
He
In
was banged
Toronto?
up this year.
You could probably get him for a steal. Of course, Otani is not going to be ready. Kyle Hendricks, Andrew Heaney,
Clayton Kershaw.
Clayton
Oh,
Kershaw.
how about that? How about that Japanese pitcher? What's his
Oh.
name? Yamamoto.
Dude's
Is
a
that his
stud.
name?
I
Blake.
worry.
I'll take Blake Snell.
Yeah, Blake
Oh,
Snell.
I would like to see Blake
Gray, your
Snell.
boy, Sonny Gray is a free agent.
Sonny
Gray. There you go. There you go.
Listen,
And then
Lucas-
maybe the pitching isn't as bad. Luis Severino, right?
No, thank
Yeah,
you.
Luis Severino. Listen,
Keep
we'll
that,
give him to
dude.
you. We'll give him to you.
How about Lucas Giolito?
Yeah.
Solid. Maybe we can bring Eduardo Rodriguez back. He was off to a
Wait.
fire
Giolito's coming from the Anaheim Angels, correct?
start.
Yeah, they picked him up at the trade deadline. He's a free
Yeah.
agent. And
Johnny-
then I think they ended up putting him on waivers, I think, at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Johnny Cueto.
No,
I don't know
He's,
about
he's
him.
old. He's old.
It's
I
washed.
don't know about him.
He's old. Yeah. How about Brad Keller?
That
Jack
Who?
Flaherty. Julio
I mean-
Teheran. He's young. Julio Teheran. I would take him.
You got another guy. I mean, Clevenger.
Hey, how about Dallas Keuchel?
Clevenger.
That's
for it.
a blast. from
Wow.
the past.
Wow.
We're like 10 years behind on that guy. How about your guy, James Paxton?
Big,
Big
Maple.
Maple.
Big Maple.
You
baby.
guys got him already.
You guys had him. He
Re-signed?
was hurt.
Resign?
Yeah, I would.
Like,
I would
he's still
resign.
on.
I would resign him.
You would resign him.
Why not?
Honestly, if I had to pick a single pitcher, I am targeting Blake Snell. Aaron Nola is unrestricted free agent as well at the end of the season.
I don't see that guy going anywhere.
I think he
Nah.
stays in Philly, especially if
Yeah.
they win a World Series.
You would take a discount too, I'm sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think your two best bets are Stroman, Snell. Listen, you need pitching, so I mean, unless they can pull off some sort, I don't really know what your farm system looks like as far as if they got players to trade. But if there's one thing you guys didn't really have a tough time putting runs on the board.
No.
It was your pitching. Oh, and you
It was the
desperately
pitching.
you desperately need some relief pitching too. By the way,
You know what's funny? You know what's funny is if we had the Red Sox lineup and kept our pitching,
we would have won.
I think we would have won more games.
Yeah,
But you
gotta-
wouldn't have won. But you wouldn't have won much. You know what I mean? You might have made the playoffs.
Listen, our pitching was okay.
You might have made the playoffs. Playoffs.
Playoffs.
Might
Yeah.
have.
So, all right. So, what's that? Baseball. Where are we going to now? Right.
Besides crazy.
Okay.
By the way, the odds for the playoffs before we jump out of MLB and jump into some NFL talk. Arizona is plus 650. The Houston Astros are plus 650. The Phillies are plus 145 right now to win the World Series. And last but not least, the Texas Rangers, the favorite, according to Vegas, at plus 115. If you were to throw in your wager right now, today, not tomorrow, Texas Rangers, let's go. So,
Texas Rangers, hot. They're on fire, man.
listen, Texas
Time.
and Houston. And,
Time, Seager. I mean, those guys are on fire right now.
I love some. Josh Jung.
Josh Young.
What? Who are these guys?
Yeah.
Seriously, Corey Seager is a stud. He's a stud.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another guy the Yankees could have gone after.
Jeez, I don't understand why the Dodgers would ever get rid of that guy. I don't understand why the Red Sox would have got rid of Mookie Betts either, but hey, here we are.
Here we are, right?
Yeah, Kev just put a comment in there that makes a lot of sense too. Imagine if Texas had DeGrom. I don't even
Imagine
know.
if the Mets had the ground.
Imagine if Tampa Bay Rays had DeGrom. They would have been untouchable.
I said in
Anyway,
the beginning of the
done.
season. I know we're moving to football or whatever next, but I said in the beginning of the season that the Texas Rangers signing DeGrom was the biggest gamble in sports history,
You're not lying.
and it didn't work out for him in the first year. Now he's going for Tommy John number 2. It's not going to end well for that contract.
I hate to say it, but I think he might be towards the backside now. He dominated,
Which
forever.
is a shame, man, because that dude.
But you know
Unreal.
what though? The baseball god should take care of him and see the Texas Rangers to win the World Series, and he's going to get what he deserves, and that's a World Series ring, whether he plays or not. He has proven himself. He is an absolute freak. It's hard to go against DeGrom. So, all right, those are your odds. Those are our thoughts, predictions, and whatever I said go against. Now, NFL Week 6. What a wacky week of football. That's all I'm going to say. Philadelphia, fly, Eagle, fly. They got shot in the air. But the Jets are still flying.
How about those Jets?
How about those Jets? Yep, Fireman Ed. He was very thrilled. Nice job. Nice job, Fireman.
Fireman Ed. All right.
All that hard work he does over there to get that crowd pumped up, cheering Jets. But, that was a wacky game. The Buffalo Bills and the New York Football Giants. What in the hell was going on there? The Patriots, idea. Mac Jones, Bill Belichick.
Mac who?
Mac Jones.
Mac who?
Mac Jones. You're starting quarterback for your fantasy football team, Smitty. That's why.
Yo, man, listen. I'm done with Mac Jones, bro. I had to drop him. My fantasy football squad. It's like 1-5, just like my G-Man.
These are all lies. All lies. But you know what? It was a nutty week, and we're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about that. Do I start crying first, or do you want to cry first? Because I feel like our season.
Oh no, I want you to cry, because you know what? I was done crying when we took that ass whooping from Dallas. I'm done. I'm done, bro. I mean, I'm scarred. Don't get me wrong. I'm scarred. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking forward to, and I stand by with this, I'm looking forward to week 13, the bye week. And then hopefully, draft pick. And I think we're competing against who? Carolina? You guys correct me if I'm wrong. Carolina Panthers are 0-5, 0-6?
Yeah, we're going up against Carolina for that one.
Yeah, so hopefully we don't blow that. You know what I mean? Because I think the latest report that I read on Daniel Jones is that he's going to be out for quite some time, if I'm not mistaken, with a neck injury.
That's probably better off.
I had read that he was going to. So after the injury, I read that he was going to be out for a while, and then I read that it's possible he could be back in a couple weeks. So
okay,
I don't know.
Kev Mike is feeling confident now. Talking about Danny Pennies. Wasn't this the dude that was hyping Daniel Jones last year? Wasn't that the dude? I mean, I could be wrong. Is that Kev Mike, the Commanders fan?
The guru. That's the guru.
That's the guru.
Be careful.
All right now.
Listen, I was hyping up Isaiah Hodgins. I felt like it was a thing.
But see, you be hyping some people up, so, and I'm just like,
I was trying to, you know what I mean? I was trying to be positive and give you some kind of, oh, hey, there's your guy. I mean,
let's talk about Mac Jones.
Be honest, though. Let's be
talk
honest.
about Mac Jones.
We're going to talk about the Patriots. Jacoby Myers, right? I never realized how good Jacoby Myers actually was, right? And Isaiah Hodgins could have been that Jacoby Myers for the Giants last year, and obviously he's not Jacoby Myers. But before Jacoby Myers was Jacoby Myers, he's always been Jacoby Myers. But Isaiah Hodgins it was similar to me. You know, you have an opportunity to create a name for yourself, and he did towards the end of the season, and that was it. And this year, I don't even know if you can find him on the football field.
Ray, let me ask you a question. Do you remember when the Giants got Hodgins, how the Giants got Hodgins? Do you remember that?
I don't remember.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, he was on a practice squad, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so not quite a supermarket guy.
For the what, Nader?
Was he? Who did we get from? Is Hodgins? Was he with the Bills?
I think he was with the Bills. You are correct.
That was a Brian Daboll special right there, man.
Yeah.
He went and grabbed that dude, and then he didn't drop a pass for the whole entire second half of the season.
That's right.
The problem is Hodgins would be fantastic if we could get the ball to him.
Absolutely.
We can't even complete a pass to Darren Waller for half the time. You know what I mean? Like,
wow.
We could talk. I mean, for 2 hours about the Giants and
definitely
their issues, but I mean,
but I want to hear Ray with Mac Jones.
Yeah, I do.
I do, and I do have a serious question for Ray once he's done talking about Mac Jones and his team. I do
That
have a
was a
really
solid
serious
point you made, Nader, about you not being able to get the ball to Isaiah Hodgins.
Don't dodge it. Don't
Yeah.
dodge it, Ray. Don't dodge it.
I'm
That
not
was
dodging.
good. I like
I
that.
think
I
it's
like
more of
that.
like a deflection. You know what I mean? Did you
Okay.
see how many tip balls there were in that Monday night game? Bobby
Which Monday night?
Okereke. Bobby Okereke is a freaking stud, by the
He
way.
played out of his mind, dude.
He was
did.
amazing. He was
did.
amazing. Man, the Giants, let me tell you. God. All right, what was your question? I forgot.
Mac
My
Jones?
question was
Yeah.
Mac Jones. That's right. Thank you, Nana.
So, Mac Jones. So, here's my thing with the Patriots.
Oh boy.
I was excited because we had an offensive coordinator this year. Bill O'Brien is supposed to be an offensive mind. He's been an offensive mind. And, you know, if you go and you look back, all right, where did he come from? And he was with Alabama, and Alabama was putting up points, and he did great when he was with Penn State. And now he's in New England, and he's not doing very good. The Patriots offense doesn't, like I said this earlier to you, Smitty. Mac Jones, in my opinion, is bipolar. He's bipolar. He makes unbelievable throws, and then he misses throws that he should make, like an NFL quarterback should make. Like
so he's inconsistent.
Decision making.
He's inconsistent. He's not bipolar.
He's consistently inconsistent. No, you cannot go from making a throw. Like, he's made some unbelievable throws on the run, to the sideline, like beautiful throws. And then he's got a little bit of pressure, and then he's throwing it to the other team. Like, how many pick sixes does Mac Jones have this year? 4?
I think he's got 3. He's got at least 3.
3. Okay, 3 or 4. Like, that's not an NFL quarterback. We're only in week 6. We've only completed week 6. So something had the problem. The other problem that I have too is that, all right, we pulled him out of 2 games. So clearly, and we've already known, because you can listen to all the sports talk radio that you want, Mac Jones is not getting support from the organization. He's not supported by Bill Belichick.
Why do you think that is? What do you think that is, Ray?
Because Bill didn't want him. Bill didn't want him.
Bill
wanted Justin Fields. Bill wanted Justin Fields.
Okay, all right, I'll take that. But my question is, Bill Belichick, one of the greatest coaches of all time in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that he has the ability to put his pride to the side, knowing that he didn't get the quarterback that he wanted, and for the organization to win football games? Because my interpretation of, based on what you're saying, is that he didn't want him, so screw Mac Jones. Is that what you're saying?
I think Bill was really counting on winning with the defense and having the defense lead so he could kind of have his own thing. Because right now, without Tom Brady, Bill's got nothing. And I think Bill wanted to say, you know what? I don't need a quarterback. I can win with this kid, even though he's not producing or I'm not supporting him. Something's got to change, and it's got to happen like soon. Bill's on the hot seat, and to think that Bill's the greatest coach ever. But everybody comes to the end of their career. Everyone always has an end to their career, and unfortunately, you might like Bill's got to Bill. If Bill doesn't put some more effort in or try something new, he's got to go. He has to go. You're drafting the players. You're picking the players that you want to pick. By the way, he's terrible in a draft. Bill can't draft. He made one good draft pick in 99 when we got Tom Brady in the 6th round at pick 199. You can't have those every year. We couldn't even pick a wide receiver. Do you know how it drives me insane? N'Keal Harry. You know who we missed out on? We missed out on Justin Jefferson, for crying out loud. What are you doing? Come on.
I agree with.
The drafts have not been good for Bill, and it is affecting us. Mm-hmm. But when you are who you are, right, and you know, all right, hey, well, I'm Bill, and I can do what I want, and I can win with anybody. And yes, he could do that. But
did you at one time, Ray, believe in that?
Yes, because I watched it. I watched it for 20 years. What do you mean?
But you watched it. But wait, you watched it with one of the greatest quarterback of all time. And some people will debate that, but I think that that's the greatest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady.
Okay.
You watched it with him and Bill Belichick, correct?
You know what else I watched, though? I watched Brady go out for the season against, I believe it was the Kansas City Chiefs. And I saw Matt Castle step in. Matt Castle, and lead the team to like 11-5, 10-6, and we missed the playoffs by a game.
Right.
He came in and he led the team, and we're talking like
Right.
the first few weeks of the season. Then I saw Jimmy Garoppolo step in, and Jimmy Garoppolo have an undefeated record as a starting quarterback for the New England Patriots. So did I have?
By the way, that
faith-
name that you're bringing up, Jimmy Garoppolo, how is he? I mean, I know that the last game that he played, he was carted off the field via ambulance, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
I think he walked off, but he's got a back injury. I think
Okay.
now.
All right.
Yeah.
So he's toast for the year.
Here's the thing. Though, Ray. Like, what weapons? I mean, you know better than me. I mean, I don't follow the Patriots to a T, but what weapons do the Patriots even have offensively?
Are you kidding? No, we have weapons.
Who?
See, the thing is like, so Kendrick Bourne, right, who had a great game last week. He's a playmaker, but you know what? He rubbed Bill the wrong way last year. And what did Bill do? Bill shunned him like he does to everybody else. If you piss Bill off, you go in the doghouse. Demario Douglas, the kid out of Liberty, who is a fantastic slot. I love Demario Douglas. He's a flyer. Give him the ball. He can make plays happen. He had a fumble against the Dolphins. Bradley Chubb came and punched it out. Listen, I don't know how many receivers would have held that ball in the first place, but do you think Demario Douglas played another snap for the rest of that game? No. Why? Because that's
Ray.
Bill being Bill.
I
Ray,
think
Ray.
you answered your own question though. It's Bill then, right?
It's
a
Bill.
it's coaching staff. It's
Bill.
Bill. It's time
It's
for a change.
Bill.
Yes,
Time for
Nada.
a
Yes.
change. Time for a change.
I mean,
Listen. I think our brother Kev Mike is dying to call in. Can we get him on the line?
Kev, you got the number. So listen, here's another thing. Devontae Parker is a absolute. By the way, you saw Mac throw that ball in the first half on the run, overthrew his receiver, wasn't even on line. It was behind him, and then the ball ended up in the hands of the Raiders. But then you see at the end of the Raiders. Then you see at the end of the game, Mac drops back. He throws a beautiful sideline ball. Devontae Parker. You couldn't have thrown a better ball at that time of the game. By the way, that was a pressure throw. It was a pressure throw. He made the play. He made the throw. Devontae Parker's got to catch the ball. Now, do I think Devontae Parker is a player I would expect to drop that? No, never. I think Devontae Parker is a very good receiver. Maybe he was shocked. He could have been shocked
That he was getting the ball?
that he was getting the ball. That it was at least a good throw. Maybe he was shocked that it was a good throw.
So listen, this season.
I don't know. By
Real
the way,
quick, Real quick, Ray.
Kev Mike
Oh, we
has
got a phone?
just joined us. Kev Mike has just joined us. Kevin, are you there?
I am here. How are you guys?
Good. What's up, Kev?
Good. What up, Kev?
The Patriots need a rebuild, right?
I know.
They need a full rebuild, and Bill's the best coach of all time. Brady's the best quarterback of all time. But there comes a point, and you'll see it at Alabama with Saban too, that guys just get into their upper 60s, early 70s, and it's hard. It just everybody. Father Time is undefeated. So the Pats need a rebuild, in my opinion. And I think that somebody else should do. They shouldn't fire Belichick. That'd be the dumbest thing. And for everybody that thinks they're smart, that says Belichick only won with Brady, do they not understand what he had going on in Cleveland before everything was pulled out?
What did he do in Cleveland? What did he do in Cleveland?
Well, did he win a division? Did he win the division in Cleveland?
Did he win a championship with Cleveland?
It doesn't matter if he won the championship. Everybody acts like he can't do anything without Brady. The guy won 11 games with Matt Castle as quarterback.
The facts don't lie, baby. He doesn't have Brady. He hasn't won anything after that. So it's not about It's not about being smart or anything like that. It's about the facts.
Was Dan Marino a loser then? Is Dan Marino a loser because he never won a championship? Or was he one of the greatest?
I didn't say he was a loser, but he didn't win a chip.
Like you can't. Well, you brought up that Belichick didn't win the championship. My point to you.
Correct.
One,
correct.
It's hard to win the championship. Two, he had everything assembled in Cleveland to go on a dominant run. He had won the division. They came into the next season, and the move happened. Everything got screwed up. He got fired. But he was having success, and he was building something very special there. Check out the documentary on it because it's awesome. No. He had Nick Saban, Kirk Ferentz, Scott Pioli. Okay. He had a gazillion guys that have had.
Thank you for reminiscing, but he did not win a championship. And when Brady was gone, he did not win a championship, and he hasn't won with New England without Tom Brady. That's it.
Yeah, but I think that I love you, but that's a ridiculous take because that's
okay. That's okay. Listen, I can have my point, and you can have yours. That's okay.
Yeah, I just think it's if we're judging people.
I'm not judging people. I'm going off the facts.
Bowl or not. Bro, the guy was the head coach of a team that won 11 games with Matt Castle as his quarterback. So he knows how to coach. It's not – he's had success without –
What has he done lately? What has he done lately?
Well, he tried to
He will.
Let me finish. I feel like I'm talking to my wife right now.
Take it easy, bro. Take it easy. Those are your problems, not mine.
Just because, what he did, and he did want, and Ray's right, he did want. So he goes with Mac Jones because he trusted Mac Jones, and the problem is the biggest mistake he made was hiring Patricia. That slowed down. Mac Jones had a good rookie year. What I'd say a good rookie year. He went downhill. Their roster is just a mess. Ray mentioned it before I called in. He's really had a tough time picking the growth, so to speak.
Who's he?
So I think
he had a tough time. Who's he?
Well, Bill Belichick and the entire organization.
Okay, that's it. Bill Belichick.
They had a tough. Listen, I blame Bill for picking the coach, picking the offensive coordinator. Bill O'Brien has had a lot of success too, and in college and in the pros. But the difference is
my man, you're reminiscing a lot, man. You're reminiscing a lot. Let's stay current.
His younger, innovative offensive mind would have really helped Bill, I think, this year instead of a retread coach that has the same philosophy. The bottom line is it's time for a rebuild, and I think Bill Belichick's the greatest coach of all time. I don't care what anybody says, and I just think it's time for the Patriots and Robert Kraft to kind of move forward. They should not fire him, though. That's stupid.
He should retire. They should force a retirement. It's time to go. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. But okay, Kev. So we rebuild. Who do we bring in? Who's the head coach of the New England Patriots?
That's a good question, right?
Come on. You got one off the top of your head. I know you do.
Yeah, but listen, I've always believed that in any walk of life, you look at the radio with Mike Francesa, you look at sports, you look at following Tom Brady. It's always difficult to be the guy that follows the guy.
Who's the guy?
So the guy that I think that they should look at in the college rank would be somebody like Lincoln Riley. I think Lincoln Riley has not done a great job at USC, by the way.
Mm-mm.
But I think in terms of, I think he could coach a pro organization. He'd be the GM, he'd need support, but
yeah.
There's not.
That's not the name I'm looking for, though. That's not the name I'm looking for.
What you looking for, Ray?
Do you guys really actually see the Patriots going for a college coach?
No,
I don't.
No. Cliff Kingsbury. We're gonna go after Cliff Kingsbury. He's on the beach somewhere. We're gonna reel him back in and say, "Hey, come join the greatest franchise in the NFL."
See, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a better name than like Riley. There's not a name out there that like speaks. Like, there's not somebody that's like that hot candidate. And I'm sure that the Patriots can figure it out. I mean, the Dolphins hit a home run with Mike McDaniel. What I would say is I would go look at the Kyle Shanahan assistant coaching staff, and I'd start there. Because the Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan coaching tree is just fabulous. But again, I think the Pats, to sum it up, the Pats need a rebuild, and I think that they should, and then they should honor Belichick and like they honored Brady, and they should appreciate his greatness. It's hard to do what he's trying to do, and I think that as him being the coach and GM, I just think it's affected him big time. So, he's had a great run. If people want to say he didn't win a championship, that's fine. That's their right. I still think he's the greatest coach of all time.
And you're not wrong. And you're not wrong by saying that at all.
I think it's time. And listen, as you pointed out, also, Ray, the Patriots have won for a long time. And Phil did put together some pretty damn good teams. It's not like, but lately his drafts have been underwhelming.
Trash.
And you mentioned it, bro. Like,
Kyle Duggar. I'm going to give him Kyle Duggar. He reached for him, but he got him. Kyle Duggar's a great player. I like him.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Wasn't he like a D2? He was a D2 or D3 player?
Leonore Ryan or
Something
Ryan.
crazy like
Leonore Ryan, D2. Yep, in the second round.
As for real, I'm just going to say this real quick about the Giants. I know I don't want to take too much time on it because they're a mess this year. I gave a lot of credit last year to Brian Daboll and Joe Shane, and I think that they earned that right. I think that this year has just gone terribly wrong. It's more than just the schedule. It's the injuries. And I know our boy Scott Fryer, we go back and forth all the time on this. It's okay to say that everybody has injuries because everybody does. Not everybody has injuries to the most important offensive player on your team. And that's just what Saquon Barkley is.
Their line stinks. Their line stinks.
And you're leading into my other. Their left tackle. Can we agree that their left tackle is top 3 in the league? I mean, those are catastrophic losses. So, and then everything else just kind of fell apart. And Daniel Jones got praised for me last year because he didn't turn the ball over. He didn't mess things up. And this year, I just don't think he's really had a chance. He's been battered. He's been hit. Everything just kind of hasn't worked out. But anybody that says that the Giants are in rebuild mode and came into this year rebuilding, but that's all sour grapes. That's ridiculous. The Giants were not coming into the season as a Super Bowl contender or a Super Bowl favorite. But there's not one person after last year and what they added in the offseason and what they added in the draft that didn't think the Giants were going to compete for a playoff spot, whether they took a step back or not. So that to me is shocking. And, I just think they need to go through the process and run the course of the season and hopefully they'll get that high draft pick. And, there's 2 quarterbacks out there. Obviously, everybody knows about Caleb Williams being a stud. I know he had a bad game against Notre Dame, but the guy had 1 bad game in 3 years. I mean, is the guy not human? I love Drake May. I think Drake May would be the perfect quarterback for the Patriots. He's a leader. He's big and strong. He looks like Justin Herbert. And I watched every snap of that game against Miami on Saturday night. And I know Mario Cristobal screwed up the season for Miami, but that's a darn good football team. And they battered him, and they sacked him, and they hit him every chance they got. He had 5 sacks in the first half. And he just got up and threw 3 touchdown passes that were complete NFL throws. All of them to the kid that Walker that was just eligible. And that's another story. The NCAA is disgraceful for that. But the bottom line is, I think for the Pats, or the Giants, you want to talk about quarterbacks, I think it's not just Caleb Williams. I think Drake May is a stud. I just want him to make throws.
I like it.
His feet. I just think that would help out a lot too. But, the Giants, listen, if the Giants get up and they are able to draft Caleb Williams, he's on the top 5 teams that he would go to. Then you try to move Daniel Jones, and you got a quarterback that's going to be a problem for the next, 15, 20 years in the NFL. And there you go. But there's still issues with their offensive line stinks. Evan Neal has regressed, which is shocking to me. And they've got to just. I think the Giants, by the way, as I'm sitting here and I'm just destroying them, I think they're going to beat the Redskins this weekend. So
yeah, okay, Kev. All right, Kev.
No,
all right. Now you're not doing that. You are not going to do that freaking bullshit that you like to do. Oh, I know. North Carolina, Miami.
I hope they don't.
Not reverse psychology. We never win in Giant Stadium ever. Our line is worse than the Giants.
Guess
right?
what? Guess
We've
what?
given up 35 sacks.
Well, yeah, but you know what? You're probably going to give up 24 points, but you're going to score 35 because Sam Howell is a pretty good quarterback. But anyway,
right now you take us as of right now.
I already got you. I already picked you.
All right.
All right.
Anything else, boys? Because the Patriots and Giants are going in directions that they need to just retool this thing.
Kev, grab some oxygen.
Yeah.
Grab some oxygen. All right.
I know. I got upset thinking about Miami.
Oh man, I love it. Hey, thank you.
Yo, I love you guys, man.
Love you too.
I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, brother.
Get a laptop. All right, guys. Peace out.
Later. The guru coming through. I'll tell you what. Once you get him going, he doesn't stop. He's like the Energizer Bunny.
It's true.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, listen, let's go around the league. The Dolphins are 5-1.
Love them.
Their last game that they played, who they played last?
God, they won 42-21. Who did they beat up? It was the lock of the week. Who did they just beat? Houston? No, not Houston. All right, so besides Miami beat up Carolina 0-16.
Okay.
Whoop-de-doo. But Miami's powerful, they're strong, and they're fast. By the way, Raheem Mostert's off to he's going to have a Hall of Fame career this year.
Now, the other running back, did he get hurt?
Yes. A-Chain got hurt. I'm not sure how long he's out for, but Mostert has 11 touchdowns already.
I mean, with that line, they have a really good team, man.
They have a really good coach.
Team.
They have a really good coach. Mike McDaniels, he's probably like 35 years old. He looks like he is playing. He just doesn't look like a football coach. Let's just put it that way.
He's an odd duck, dude. He's a strange cat, but let me tell you something. He can coach some football.
Dude, I'm a fan, man.
He can coach some football.
Did you see that? You saw the interview 2 weeks ago when he sprinted off the field and he was kind of challenging was he challenging the camera guy or another coach to kind of race him off the field? And then I saw him and he was doing an interview and he's got his pants on. He's got his pants pulled up to his calves. I'm like, geez, who is this guy? Mike McDaniel. Big fan. Sucks that Miami's in our division.
He's got a lot of weapons, man. He's got a team. He's got a team.
Well, here's the deal. I believe Tua is only going to not Tua. Tyreek Hill, I believe, is only going to play one more year, and that's it. He's calling it retirement, right? How true that is, I'm not sure. I did read that somewhere. That would be an enormous loss, but now's the time for Miami.
He's been pretty vocal about having his
now
career
is the time.
And short. So now is the time. And listen, they could do it. There's no question. Listen, they're doing everything right. They're doing everything right.
Yeah.
Tua's listen, end of last year, I wasn't even sure Tua was going to come back. Let's be real. I don't really think too many people thought he was going to come back.
He was getting hit a lot, yeah.
Man, the concussions, and then they signed him to that extension, and I'm scratching my head. I'm like, what? This doesn't make any sense. And then look at him now. The dude's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
But even last year before he got hurt, his completion percentage was through the roof.
So accurate. He's so accurate.
Extremely accurate. Extremely accurate. So
we got the Bills at 4-2.
Yep.
Jets at 3-3. What do you think? What do you guys think about the Bills? Do you guys just think that they play to their opponents?
I don't think they're as good as everybody thinks they are.
No, I don't be surprised. Actually, I'm not going to say shit because I'm surprised the way that my season's going. But the Bills just lost their best linebacker, Matt Milano, last week. Tre'Davious White, lockdown corner, lost him. Bills are banged up. Mm-hmm. They're banged up. Seriously, they are. They're hurting.
The Jets are still in the mix, 3-3.
How about those Jets?
Those Jets?
The Jets have an opportunity. They're going to be in every game with that defense, right?
The defense is unreal.
Quincy Williams is playing out of his mind. He's playing out of his mind. The Jets had some players Sauce Gardner didn't play last week.
No, he was out.
No, he didn't.
They still held the Eagles. I mean, you're talking A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, two of the best receivers. Maybe one of the best wide receiving cores, period, in the NFL. And they only held them to how many points did they score?
I know it was a low scoring game.
15, something stupid. By the way, is Philadelphia like the team that represented the NFC last year in the Super Bowl? Like, are they still the team that's going to represent the NFC this year in the Super Bowl?
I mean,
you look at the
Oh,
way.
man, I saw some things in this Jets game that concern me for the Eagles. The fact that, I mean, let's be real. Jalen Hurts has some of the best pocket presence in the NFL. He's unbelievable under pressure. But that dude was also running for his life that entire game, right? Like, but that's
his O line is like, have they dropped a little bit, or
it doesn't look like the same team from last year. I think they're fighting in just about every game that they're playing in. Like last year, they mowed over a lot of teams with ease. This year, they're fighting, like they're battling every single game. But their new addition though was an interesting move, I thought. I mean,
yeah.
Now look at Julio Jones. I mean, damn.
Yes, they just got Julio Jones. I mean, granted, he's a little older now, but
he is.
We'll see what happens. I mean, they still got to respect him. Now, Ray, last year, if my memory serves me right, you're the coach, the Philadelphia Eagles. That was your pick. That was the coach. That was the equivalent of this year's Miami Dolphins coach, correct? He's a genius, the whole nine, everything. You know what I mean? In the Super Bowl, you souped him up.
Wait, hold on. Before you keep going, because I feel like you're trying to bury me a little bit.
I'm not burying you.
I
don't have a shovel. I don't have a shovel.
But I know, but this works too, right? So last year I said that the Eagles had the weakest schedule in the NFL, along with your football team, the New York Football Giants.
Why we gotta talk about the Giants?
Or you keep trying to dig me down a hole. I just want to throw that out there.
Right.
All right. Proceed.
Okay. Thank you for bringing up the Giants. But anyways, like I was saying, no, seriously though, you said that Philly had good chemistry going to the Super Bowl. Their coach, they had the momentum, the whole nine, everything like that.
Yeah.
So do you think that they've lost that chemistry? Do you think that they've lost that edge that the Philadelphia Eagles had last year?
I know. I think the only thing they lost was having that poor schedule. And now you're playing football teams that are better, right? Obviously, you guys see that with your schedule. Yep. We have one of the hardest schedules in the NFL this year. And, I mean, we're not even good. And clearly, we're 1-5. The Eagles not already said it. Eagles are struggling. They're not dominating anybody. We almost beat them in week 1 for crying out loud. The Vikings, they played week 2, 34-28. That's a close game. You're talking a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Bucs by 2 scores. Okay. At Tampa Bay. That was a good win, quality win. Had a hell of a time against the Commanders. Barely beat Washington, 34-31. Followed up Rams, another game away at LA where they won 23-14, and then they come to New York and they lose to the Jets. So, guess what? Guess who Philly plays this week?
Who do they play?
They play the team we're talking about, the Miami Dolphins.
That's gonna be a good game. That's gonna be a good game.
Listen, it's at the Link, right? It's at Lincoln Financial, so they're gonna have all those crazy Philadelphians in that shithole of a city, and we'll see what happens.
Oh man, you were just giving them props, Philly. You was just giving them giving the Phillies fan base props.
Listen, I love the fans, but the city's a shithole.
Listen. The Phillies are up 2-0, by the way.
Nice.
Schwarber hit another home run. So
yeah, that guy's a beast.
Oh, Schwarbombs.
I think he leads the MLB in the playoffs as far as leadoff homers.
Yeah, he's something else. Dude either strikes out or he hits a home run. That's usually what he does.
Yeah, he's a beast.
So,
but anyways, going back, Ray. So you were talking about the Eagles playing Miami. What do you got in that game?
I'm taking Miami.
Really?
Yeah, keep up with them.
At Philly?
Keep up with Miami. Philadelphia is struggling on offense. They really are. They played the Jets, okay? They played the Jets. Philadelphia has been giving up points to teams that have a good offense. Miami is the best offense in the NFL. They're the best offense in the NFL.
Somebody's a big Dolphins fan.
Oh God, I'm not, but I like to call it how I see it, Smitty. I'm not.
No. One of our viewers is.
Oh yes, yeah. She's a Dolphins fan.
I like the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins
But
too.
you have to appreciate what's going on in Miami. I do. I appreciate it. I like seeing.
So Kev Mike is saying Ray Bones, Miami in the colder weather.
I mean, we'll see what happens. What's the weather going to be like this weekend? Is it going to be wet? Is it going to be rainy? That might change my mind, but at the same time, I still like that little nerd on the sideline with a clipboard in his hand. Just
I mean,
saying.
the spread right now is -2.
Who?
Philly -2.
Philly -2. Yeah.
That's only because they're at home.
The over/under is 51.5.
Sunday night game, 51.5. Yeah. That's going to go. I bet you it goes under.
That might go under.
I think it's going to go under, but I'm not going to say anything because I was.
Yeah, I don't know. I love Miami this year, man. I think they're on a different level. And again, I think Philly has they've been fighting. And
you guys think it's going to be a close game?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means.
No,
I think it'll be close.
Football game.
I think it's going to be a close game. And as a Giants fan, I got to go with the Fins on this one.
Yeah,
Fins up.
Fins up. So listen, there's a couple games this weekend.
We did the AFC East, right? We did the AFC East. Let's go to the AFC North. The Ravens are 4-2. The Browns 3-2. They pulled off that victory against the 49ers, which the 49ers, their kicker failed them at the end, right? Booty. Steelers are 3-2.
Weird.
3-2, baby. Steelers. Ray, what's going on? I know you don't like that team.
I can't stand the Steelers either.
I just don't think they're a good team. I don't even know how they're 3-2. They have
That's
terrible quarterback.
Steelers, you can't count the Steelers out, man. In that division, you just can't count them out. Especially if Joe Burrow is not 100%.
Joe Burrow. So Cincinnati is a weird football team this year. I can't quite seem to put a finger on them. A lot of times you pick a team and you're like, you know what? I like this team. I like kind of like Miami. I like Miami. When I fill out my sheet every week, I'm usually checking off Miami. I've had a hard time checking off Cincinnati. Yeah. And when I've checked them, I've lost. And when I don't check them, I've lost. So I'm just a loser when it comes to the Bungles. So,
yeah, I don't know if there's just a little disconnect with that Bengals team. With Burrow being hurt, I mean, he's clearly not 100%. He's not the same Joe Burrow. Then again, you got to remember too, he signs that monster contract, right? Like that huge monster contract. That dude is getting paid, probably feeling the pressure a little bit. He's not healthy, so who knows? But yeah, I've been kind of going through the same thing, Ray, with the Bengals. I just don't know what's going on with them. They are a very weird team this year. Very weird.
They're just not like a lock. You know what I mean? They're not like a lock in.
Then you got like Jamar Chase coming out and saying he's like 7-Eleven. He's always open. and like, hey, it's not my fault. I'm open all the time. But I mean, listen, I love Jamar Chase. Don't get me wrong. But clearly there's some, I don't want to say animosity, but there's a little disconnect.
No, you're right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there might be just a weird thing going on with them right now.
Yeah.
But I feel like Nader, after he made that comment, he went for like
11.
He went off. The dude backed it up.
Right away. He 2 touchdowns, 100.
Yeah, he backed it up.
Something yards. Yeah, he's just fine. Jamar Chase is fine. Just got to get. Oh, go ahead, Smitty.
We got the AFC South. The London Jaguars. I feel like every time these guys are in London, so they're not the Jacksonville Jaguars anymore. They're London Jaguars. They're 4-2. The Texans are 3-3. The Houston Texans 3-3.
TJ Stroud, baby.
Yeah. The Colts are 3-3. What's going on with their quarterback? Is he out for the year, or what do you guys think?
He's done.
Yeah, he's done for the year.
I think that might have came out today, though. He's having season-ending shoulder surgery, I believe. I thought I saw.
I like him, but I'm a little concerned about his. He's another fragile dude.
He's fragile, right?
But
he's also.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say he's taken some good hits this year too. So I mean, I don't want to say he's fragile, but he's been hurt already multiple times in his first NFL season. So it's not really a great.
You think their O-line is weak too? Like
that's the thing. I don't think they are.
No.
How's he taking? Oh, you think he's running like RG3 used to? And
Yes.
Gotcha.
I think,
So-
but that comes with maturity, though, right? Like
Yeah.
he's just going to have to learn that he can't do the same things in college that he did in the NFL, that he's doing in the NFL.
Spot
In
on.
time, I think he's going to be good.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And then you got the Titans at 2-4. Is that a surprise? The Titans 2-4
I mean, I thought
in
I
that
thought
division.
Houston would be at the bottom. I didn't see Tennessee at the bottom, but listen, the King is slowing down a little bit.
Mhm.
Going down, man. That big body, man. After all those hits, you know what I mean?
Tannehill
After
is
running through all those dudes for all that.
Yeah.
And Tannehill came out too, right? Tannehill was hurt. Is he
Yup.
Yeah,
questionable?
yeah. Malik Willis came in,
Yep.
so we'll
And
see
you
what
got the
happens.
AFC West, Chiefs 5-1. No surprise there, right?
No.
Raiders 3-3. I think that's a surprise right there for me. The Raiders. Chargers 2-3. The Chargers just find a way to lose, man. They just find a way to lose. That's the
Yep.
best way that I can describe that team. The Broncos 1-5.
They stink. Russell Wilson.
You think they're
stinks.
worse than us? You think
No.
they're worse than us? No.
I think we're one of the worst teams in the NFL. We are the worst. We're definitely the worst offensive team.
We're,
in the NFL.
we're competing with Carolina.
It's bad, man. Bad times
Let's
in
go.
New York or
go
Jersey,
to the
wherever
other-
we're from. I don't know wherever we're from.
New York. That NY replaces everything.
That's it.
Oh yeah, yup. That's that meme. That's that meme. The emotions that the Charger fans go through.
Does anybody know where the play button is?
It should be in the middle, Ray.
Oh, there
It
we
should
go.
be the little arrow. Yeah.
All right. Well, Ray figures that out. The NFC East Eagles are
Hold on. Fruition's about to come. Here we go.
Is it though?
This is what it is right here. This is a shitty football coach. The Chargers are never going to do anything with Staley as their coach.
Well,
I
that's what
said this last year.
Randy
and
just
I'm gonna
brought that up too.
I am going to stick to this over
Where did
and
he
over
bring-
and over
You
again.
brought that up earlier.
Randy just sent a comment and saying the
Oh,
Chargers
yeah.
keep losing
Yep.
games. Do they fire their coach? Yeah, man.
They should fire him, but somebody pointed out that somehow, some way, that guy is connected to. He's related or something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know what I mean? To
He's got
the owner.
He should have been fired last year. He should have been fired last year. He's one of those dudes that do the bullshit with the analytics and all that. He went for a bunch of fourth downs, and they lost a bunch of games because of him going for it on fourth down.
Hey,
Kick a
Rosalind
field
wants
goal.
to know did Ty Lue come on and brag about his Raiders?
No, he definitely did not. No, he didn't come on.
Where is Ty Lue at?
Listen, man, let him be happy. The Raiders got a dub. They're still salty over the snow kick.
The Tuck. What was that called? The
Tuck, I don't know. Tuck Fryer, whatever.
So listen, NFC East, Eagles 5-1, Dallas 4-2, Commanders 3-3. Moving on to the NFC North, the Lions 5-1.
Yep.
I love the
We
Lions,
saw,
man.
we saw that coming. Yeah, we saw that coming. The Packers 2-3, Vikings 2-4. You like that? What you think about that, Ray?
I'm surprised, honestly. I thought they were going to be I thought they.
Well, how
were-
long is Jefferson done for the year, or
I think it's like 4 weeks.
4 weeks?
Yeah, it's
Hurt
That's
kinda
a big hit, though. That's a big hit, right?
It hurts my fantasy team just a little bit.
You lost the best wide receiver in football. That's a huge
Ooh.
hit.
Yeah, that's a huge hit. The Bears 1-5.
Mm.
Surprise.
Surprised by that. Yeah, I'm
Now,
only
just-
I'm only surprised because reading some of the reports through training camp on how well Justin Fields was adapting to the offense and yada yada yada. Now he's hurt out with his dislocated thumb or whatever the hell it is. The Bears are going to be fighting with the Giants and the Panthers and the Patriots for that number 1 pick. We'll throw the Cardinals in there too because they suck also. But that's about all I can
Hey,
say about
And
that.
Justin Fields is due to miss some games, right? He got a hand injury
Yeah, he's
or
going to
something
miss
like
some
that.
weeks. Yeah, that hurts
Yeah.
my fantasy team.
And then we're going down to the NFC South. We all knew that this division was going to be up for grabs. The Buccaneers 3-2, the ATL Falcons 3-3, the New Orleans Saints 3-3, the Panthers You already know what their record is: 0-6. Niners 5-1. Seahawks 3-2. Rams 3-3. Cardinals 1-5. Any surprises there as we went through the NFC and the AFC? The biggest surprise that you guys have? The Giants, Randy. No, I'm looking forward to the draft, bro. I'm looking to week 13, the bye week, and then the draft.
Yep.
I'm going to make one comment on the NFC South.
NFC South.
Atlanta Falcons are 3-3. They've got a very good offensive line. Defense is mediocre. But they have a guy named Taylor Heineke sitting behind a shitty Desmond Ridder. Give Heineke a shot. I'm telling you right now, I think their season would turn around with Heineke at the helm. I believe that.
I like that.
I believe that. Give him a shot because, I mean, the Bucs. I mean, you're talking about a Baker Mayfield-led Bucs team. They've only scored 90 points. Falcons actually scored 99, but they're giving up too many. The Saints are, I think, have the best chance to win the division because I do like David Carr. And their defense has always been pretty solid. Obviously, who cares about the Panthers? They're going to draft. Who knows?
I care about the Panthers. I need them to win two to 3 games. I want them to win.
Well, you better hurry up and get Daniel Dimes on the field and take out Tyrod because I'll tell you what.
Tyrod, listen, man. Tyrod. I don't know who's worse, to be honest with you.
I can tell you who's worse.
Who's that?
The doctor that punctured his lung.
Yeah, that's how Herbert got his start, man.
Yeah, that was it. That was all she wrote after that. And we all knew what Herbie was going to be anyway.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Justin Herbert would have been the number 1 overall draft pick if it wasn't for Joe Burrow's greatest season of all time. Like, you got to remember that. Herbert was the number 1 pick off the board, and then Joe Burrow's went absolutely bananas.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that wraps up the NFC South as far as what I think. If you guys have any more insight, please.
I think you hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah. What do you got, Nader? You see any surprises throughout the conferences?
No, I mean, I think the Packers are kind of interesting, right? Like, I don't know. I think Jordan Love is held his own relatively well considering the position that he was put in when he got drafted. So I'm kind of excited to see how that works out. But honestly, I'm going to be honest, man. I think my biggest surprise so far this year, and nobody expected it because nobody expected to see it, but Zach Wilson kind of looks decent, right? Like, I mean, I know he had a training camp behind Aaron Rodgers, and he's learning a lot, and he's trying to figure it out. But the dude looks a lot more confident. You listen to the fan and everybody else talk. When Rodgers went down, everybody was like, "Hey, what are the Jets going to do? They're going to go make a trade. Who are they going to bring in? What are they going to do?" And they've stuck with their guns with Wilson, and I think he's held his own, considering that Rodgers was supposed to be the guy. So I think the Jets surprised me with how well they're playing. I mean, obviously we knew their defense was going to be good, but Zach Wilson, man, it looks like he's got the support from his teammates this year. I know he was a little, there's some animosity there and some stuff going on with him, but not for nothing. I'm enjoying watching him play.
Zach Wilson. Okay.
Zach Wilson.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with the Jets. I did pick them to win the Super Bowl. By the way, Aaron Rodgers' rehabilitation is coming along nicely.
Walking around in shoes.
Walk around, throwing the football, kind of tease a little bit that, hey, maybe he'll be back before the end of the year.
I think it would be
great news.
It'd be a bad move for him.
God, all that peyote's really working for him, or whatever the hell.
Did you guys see the news where the Jets didn't take any insurance out on him?
Yeah. It
could cost the Jets like $20 million this year because they didn't take out any sort of insurance on any injuries for him.
Yikes.
That's a Jets thing too. That would just happen to the Jets, But we'll see.
Hey, it's a good city. It's a good city.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen, Power 5, top 5 NFL teams. Smitty, you know your 5? You got a 5 for me?
You go to San Francisco.
Yep.
Dolphins.
Okay.
Kansas City.
Okay.
I still want to say the Eagles, man.
Mm.
Lions. Eagles,
Yeah.
Lions. Top 5.
Eagles, Lions.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Simply, and you know what? I say that respectfully about the Lions because don't get me wrong. You know, I mean, the only reason why I put the Eagles over the Lions is because of their experience. You know, and when we talk about playoffs and all that stuff, we talk about the experience. You know, I'll put the Eagles over the Lions on that, respectfully.
I like it. Nodder?
Chiefs, Niners, Dolphins, Lions. I kind of like the Jags right now.
You do
right
the
now,
Jags. You
I
like
do.
the Jags.
I do like the Jags, but I can't put them over Philly just yet. So I think Philly's going to be my number 5. The Bills aren't there for me. So yeah, but I mean the Jags are close for me. They've been playing well. I'm a fan, so we'll see. But yeah, those are my 5. I got like I said, Eagles, Lions, Dolphins, Chiefs, and the good old 49ers.
I'm going to go Niners, Chiefs, Dolphins, Lions, and Cowboys.
Yo, stop playing, man.
I
Why
knew
you gotta
he
be
was-
funny, man?
This is what
Why
he
you
does.
gotta
He
joke
does this-
around like that,
He
bro?
does this thing where he's got to be
Why?
different. from
He's
everybody
joking,
else.
man. No, he's
Here-
just joking.
So here's
Change
my
it
thing.
up, Ray. Change it up.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing.
Oh,
I gotta.
Here we
I gotta
go. Here
keep
we
it a
go.
buck, right? I gotta defend
Here
myself.
we go. I'm sorry. Listen, I normally don't say this, but I'm sorry, Dallas fans. Ray is rooting for your guys' team.
I will never root for the Cowboys ever. But I look at it. I look at the Cowboys, right, and I go, you know what? Oh God, what am I even looking at? I don't even know what I'm looking
I
at.
don't even think you know what you're talking about right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, you just wanted to be different, baby.
I
That's
wanted
all.
to get
That's all good.
Smitty all wound up. All right, I was only kidding. I'm only kidding. You know who I'll replace the Cowboys with though? Cowboys are
Who's
like
that?
they're like 6 or 7. The Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens are there for me too.
The Baltimore Ravens. I
They're
think
like
Baltimore,
they're like 6 or 7 for me.
I like Baltimore. I think Baltimore is a team that you're gonna have to worry about.
You know who I think is the weakest link in that team?
Don't say Lamar.
Number 8. Number 8.
Come on.
Number 8.
He's the most dynamic player on the field. Always.
Listen, he could be the most dynamic player on Madden, but as far as on the field, no.
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 So they scooped up Odell, right?
Okay.
And he's been a little banged up, but he has. He showed up last week.
Yeah,
But they also drafted the rookie out of BC, Zay Flowers, and Zay Flowers is actually
he had a good game.
he had a decent game. He's off. He's doing his thing. He's catching.
Who they play? Who they play last?
Oh God, who did they just play? They just played the Jags in
Steelers.
London.
The
Right?
Jags. They played the Jags, and before that, they played the Steelers, right?
So before you get into that, the Ravens always struggle with the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
Oh my God, it's a division rival. They're supposed to struggle.
Exactly. So yeah, it is what it is. So you can't really. It
Oh,
is
we
what it
can't
is.
count that. We can't count that. The most
Oh,
dynamic
no,
player.
you can't. Okay, so how about this? They destroyed the Cleveland Browns, who have one of the best defenses in the NFL, 28-3. They lost to the Steelers. They beat the Titans 24-16. They beat down the Texans, who they were supposed to be 25-9. They struggled with Cincinnati, but you know what? That was a divisional game. They lost to the Colts by a field goal.
They lost to the Colts.
At home to the Colts, yes. Now, the Colts aren't a bad football team.
They're
The
not.
Colts aren't a bad football team. I do not believe the Colts are a bad football team. No, they're not a bad football team.
Are they about to be bad?
No, the Colts are going to be a funny team all year long, and nobody should feel safe playing them.
So Richardson is out. Richardson is out, right? Richardson is out for the year. You said.
Have you ever heard of Minshew Magic?
Who?
Yes, it's a thing.
You said Minshew Magic?
Minshew Magic is a thing.
That's his name, Minshew Magic? Like
Gardner
Magic?
Minshew.
Like Fitz Magic?
Like Fitz Magic. It's Minshew Magic.
Yo, what happened to Nader?
He probably, I don't know.
He did?
No, I don't know. He's somewhere. He's still there. I just his screen went black.
Hey, listen. So go ahead, Ray. I'm sorry.
No, we're good. No, we're good.
Minshew.
Watch out for him. That's all.
Right.
Hey,
Okay.
you know how you see those guys or you hear those guys looking for an opportunity? Minshew Magic. He's one of those guys looking for an opportunity. I'm telling you.
Okay.
He might have had a chance in Jacksonville, and then in came Trevor Lawrence.
All right.
Sorry, you're not Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
You know? And
So
Trevor
listen,
Lawrence has proven himself.
So you're saying that the Ravens struggle? They lost against the Colts, right? The Ravens.
Yep.
This is what we're talking about, right? And they're number 6, right? Number 6, you said?
For me?
Yeah.
No, 5. I'm going to throw him in my 5.
Oh, they're number 5.
Yeah, I'm going to throw him in my 5.
So you got them again ahead of the Eagles?
Niners, Chiefs, Dolphins, Lions, Ravens. Yeah. I'm not sold on the Eagles. The Eagles have not impressed me one bit this year.
Okay.
They have not impressed me one bit. They really have.
Randy's asking, should the Steelers get a new quarterback and a coach?
No. Well, yes, a new quarterback coach, no. Mike Tomlin's a great coach. And Mike Tomlin,
you know what's funny is that a lot of Steelers fans, they for some reason they do not believe in Mike Tomlin. And as an outsider like you and I think that he's a good coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
But
I agree.
It is what it is. So yeah, no, I agree with you, Ray. Quarterback, maybe. I mean, what's this? His second year? Did he start last year?
Kenny Pickett? Yeah, no, he did, but yeah. He needs some development. They got some weapons though, but their offensive line's not very good either. So Mike Tomlin is really he's succeeding right now, honestly.
I agree with you. Randy, who has the best defense in the league?
Cleveland Browns.
I don't know. The Jets are up there too, man.
No, Jets are good. They've given up a lot of points. Jets have given up a lot of points.
Their defense is like a lot out on the field. They get tired.
Man. Well, they're playing good teams. I mean, the Jets have one of the hardest schedules in the NFL.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's fair to say that the Jets are a very good defense. I mean, they just held Philadelphia to what? How many points? You know what I mean? They held Philadelphia to 14 points. Come on. Do better than that. Philly's got to do better than that. I'm sorry. You lost to the Jets. I can't put you in my top 5. I can't. I cannot put you in my top 5.
One bad game, but you got the Niners in your top 5, though, right?
Well, that's true.
And they lost.
But let's be honest. The Niners. I have the Niners as the best team in the NFL.
Yeah,
the Niners are a complete football team.
But you know what was scary though, Ray? I do have the Niners at the top. However, when CMC went down, Debo went down, it was like Brock Purdy was like lost out there.
Well, we talked a little bit about this.
Yeah.
We did talk a little bit about this, and then, like I said, when you're not used to having reps with the 2s because you're always repping with the 1s, your timing is everything at that position. You don't have time to throw the ball. You got to get it out. You got 2.5, 3 seconds. After that, you're sacked. So, if I'm a Niners fan, I'm not worried. I love the Niners last year, and I think they're the team again.
Yeah.
We'll see how they manage now. How long McCaffrey's going to be out for. Samuel. And did they lose an offensive lineman as well? Trent Williams?
Yeah. It should be interesting how that's going to affect them.
I mean, you lose Trent Williams. Hey, you want to know why you're nervous? Because you lost your left tackle. I mean, that
guy's a beast, man.
Yeah,
that guy's like 2 tackles.
Yeah, he's an all-pro.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, that wraps up the top 5, Smitty.
Hey, let me find out, man. You went out for like a drink and stuff. You came back.
No, so I went down to use the bathroom real quick, and then my son woke up, so I had to put him back down. But yeah, I grabbed the beer while I was down there.
There you go. All right, that's what's up.
Beer, man. Bring me
I didn't want to disappear on you guys, but I was like, dude, I'm floating over here. I gotta go.
Oh God, you don't have like you don't have an emergency cup underneath the desk that you?
No, you know what? I thought about that. I'm like, I'm looking around. I'm like, I don't think my wife would like that too much. If you know.
Listen, as long as it all got in there, you know, there ain't nothing to worry about.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
You're a professional.
I am.
Nice.
So let's see. We're
Yep.
6th inning. Phillies 2, Arizona 0.
Yeah.
Aaron Nola pitching a gem just like I thought he would.
Yeah, he's got like 70 pitches.
How good is Aaron Nola in the playoffs, though?
He's good, man.
Like, he wasn't great during the season, but he is a clutch pitcher, especially in this time of year.
They were talking about trading that dude during the trade deadline because his contract was up and everything. But listen, he's a staple, and if they win the World Series, he's coming back.
Nice.
I'll tell you what, though, Ray, the big reason why I won my fantasy league this year was because of that dude on second base, Kettle Marte. That dude is a stud.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corbin Carroll, he carried me, but not quite. So, Smitty, you got hockey you want to talk about?
Let's close the NFL out. I don't know if you guys heard about this. I read this report like late. T.O., the Hall of Famer. I guess he was playing basketball in California, and he was intentionally ran over by a car. Did you guys read about that?
No.
He was playing basketball. He was in a basketball game, and I guess he got into a verbal argument.
Oh, boy.
One thing led to another, and there are reports out there that somebody ran him over intentionally.
Did that happen so it happened in New York, Philadelphia?
No, I just said California, bro.
San Francisco.
Leave New York alone.
Was it San Francisco?
I believe the city was let's see.
I was thinking
Calabasas.
like Baltimore, maybe.
I'm just thinking
Calabasas.
of like just, you know,
In Calabasas.
All right. It's got to be close to San
He'll be fine, right? He'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
There's some
He'll be
cities.
fine. I think he just got hit in the knee. Yeah.
Well,
With a car,
All
it's no big deal.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
all right.
He was one of my favorites. That's my quarterback. Remember that?
That's
No,
my
that's-
quarterback. My quarterback.
So,
Dude's a maniac.
So listen, before we move on to the, I don't have a lot about the NBA, although I'm looking forward to another
It's
season.
really unfair. It's my team. It's my quarterback.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about, Smitty?
Yes.
I actually have that one in the Roadcaster. I didn't even have to look for that one. I already have it.
No, I love it, man. I love it. So, before we move on to NHL, NBA is going to kick off October 24th. Oh shit, Ray's on the roll, bro.
Ray's
Hey,
touching
go
those
ahead,
buttons
Ray.
again.
Go ahead, Ray. Change your hat to
We
DJ.
good. We good. We good. Everything good. Almost had an issue, but I didn't. My peacup didn't hit the ground, so I'm all right.
NBA kicks off October 24th, I believe it is.
Ooh, yeah, yep.
NHL started off. One of the questions that I have for the viewers, my hockey fans out there, I thought Joe Peck was going to be live with us, but I guess I was wrong. The big question that I have is, can the Boston Bruins recover from last year and have a similar season like they did last year, this year? What do you think, Ray?
No chance.
No?
Now, that first of all, that's a tough one to come back from, to have the greatest season in the history of the sport and then to suck as bad as they did. So the Bruins are, hopefully they make the playoffs this year. I'm assuming that they will make the playoffs based on what I listen to when they talk about hockey.
They're still a good team, man.
No, they're still a good team, but yeah, I don't really know what more to say about that. Honestly, I'm not on the Bruins.
I will say this much, and
Go ahead,
you
Bob.
guys know I'm not a hockey guy.
Yep.
I want to so badly become a hockey fan and just watching it. I love watching live hockey. It's one of the more fun sports to watch live. I do have a ton of friends where I work, huge hockey community. Like the guys and girls love hockey.
Yep.
The diehard Bruins fans were so devastated last year that I'm not sure they can come back and feel confident in what they did. So I don't know left from right most of the time when it comes to hockey. I do love watching it live, but I do know a lot of Bruins fans are not feeling like super excited about it. But we'll see, right? I mean,
Yeah, that had to be tough.
yeah,
That had
dude,
to be
it was.
I think if I would compare it to something, it would be like your
2001.
team going undefeated all year long to get to the championship and then losing that big game that mattered a lot to you.
2001. 2001 up 3-0 in the ALCS and dropping 4 in a row to miss the World Series. Is that what you meant?
I think he's talking about something else.
I have no idea.
That's okay, Ray. That's okay.
Oh, man.
No, yeah. Randy said the Bruins lost some good players. Thanks, Randy. Absolutely.
He's always got him ready, man.
I like it.
I have to move this stuff around over here so it's more in front of me so I don't have to.
Absolutely.
My neck's getting stiff looking to my right. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, Connor Bernard, number 1 overall draft pick, playing for the Chicago Blackhawks. 4 games played, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points total. Listen, he's supposed to be like the next greatest, the next
Wayne
one.
Gretzky?
He's the Gretzky, Sid the Kid.
Oh my God, bro! These guys, they don't say. They had a man on second. Thank you, Nola. Yeah,
Got him.
he's held them down to 3 hits. 3 hits. But then again, Kelly's pitched a good game too.
Yeah,
Philly
a
Phillies
couple
only have-
minor mistakes, nothing crazy.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, the Bruins are 2-0. Like I said, hockey just started, so college football, guys. Caleb Williams, I think Mike brought that up earlier. He had 1 bad game. It was really bad. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I don't watch a lot of college football. However, I did, there's a lot of reports out there that, the Giants might be looking at Caleb Williams. So, I'm kind of interested, and I started watching that, and he had a terrible game against
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
And what do you guys think about that as far as the draft is concerned? And did he lose any points by that 1 bad game?
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, some of the top NFL analysts came out and said that he was already, which I thought was kind of crazy, but maybe it's not. I mean, they're already saying he's a top 10 NFL quarterback, which I don't really know if you can say that without seeing this dude play in the NFL. Right. But I mean, we've seen some generational talent come through. Herbert, Burrow. I mean, those dudes are top 10 quarterbacks right out of college, so it's possible. As far as the Giants go, man, I don't know if I see the Giants after the contract they signed with Danny Dimes and putting all their faith into him. And I mean, maybe I don't think it probably would be a bad idea to draft him, but at the end of the day, I mean, he could. I don't know who's the team that desperately needs a quarterback. It's not the Giants. I mean, I think if the right people are put into place, I think Daniel Jones can be a good quarterback, right? He showed that to us last year, but I don't think it's the Giants. I think it's another team will come and grab him. But no, he's a stud. The kid's nasty. He's got the talent. He's got clearly he plays well under pressure. But yeah, everybody's human, right? He had a bad game. It is what it is.
Do you think the Pats need a quarterback?
I think the Pats need a quarterback. I think the Pats. I think it's a perfect fit for the Pats.
We won't get him. We won't get him. They'll be gone. So, in real quick.
But before we move on, Ray, are you still a Mac Jones believer though?
No.
Okay. All right.
I'm not sure what I believe in right now.
Hey man, listen. Welcome. See, now you're talking my language. Welcome to the show.
Now you're speaking my language. So
because you know what, as a Giants fan, that's how we feel right now. Not a correct. Let me know if I'm wrong, man.
No, I told Ray a few weeks ago, standing at the Schwarber just hit another home run.
Yes, he did.
3-0 Phillies.
Oh my!
I told Ray standing in his kitchen 2 weeks ago. I said, "Bro, Mac ain't the guy, man." He's like, "No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine." But listen, we all start to come around. We all start to understand what's happening around us, and I think Ray is finally Ray's in a tough spot right now mentally as far as the Patriots go, and the fact that he's saying that Mac isn't the guy, especially coming from Alabama. We all know Ray loves that Alabama draft pick, that quarterback, but he's starting to come around. I think he understands now. But
yeah,
I don't want to put all the blame on Mac Jones. I know we talked about that. I'm not putting all the blame on him. I think he could be a good quarterback with another team. But the Pats are not the fit. And
so Ray, let me ask you a question. Oh my God, he killed that ball, man.
Yeah, he did.
Yo, what's up,
Ray? Ray, let me ask you a question. Does the great Bill Belichick, the greatest coach of all time, does he have any say, any input as far as the quarterback? If the Patriots go for a quarterback, what do you think?
Yeah. He won't even be there. He's gone after this year.
You think so? Hey, Joe.
Hey,
you must have heard me.
In all seriousness, because I don't know this, Ray, what does his contract look like? Is this his last year?
I have no idea.
You're just gonna.
I haven't even looked at it. That's not even a question. Like, I don't even think it's a question what it is anyway. I think Bill's just going to be like,
he kind of doesn't really need a contract.
Robert's
right?
going to go to Bill and say, Bill, thank you for everything you've done for us.
Yeah.
I want to try something different, and I would appreciate for you to sign this paper of your resignation, and we can keep it moving. We'll have a big party for you. Thank you. But real quick, and I know Caleb Williams sucked this past weekend versus Notre Dame. Caleb Williams has 4 interceptions on the entire year. He had 3 of them last week. He averages almost 290 yards a game. He's got 23 touchdowns, 4 picks. He completes 70% of his balls. That's pretty good.
I'd say that's pretty good.
By the way, you can add another six touchdowns on the ground. Oh, the X is up in here. Holla. So, yeah.
Probably just woke up.
So, third shift, second shift, first shift?
Mhm.
What?
Yeah.
What shift? Third
He
shift.
works a lot of overtime.
Third shift. So, yeah. Pretty good numbers, honestly. Pretty good numbers, great numbers.
So in other words, one bad game.
One bad game that does not defy who you are. Fine, I should
Let's
say.
stick with college football. Deion Sanders, the last game they played, it was against who was it? Help me out here. Stanford,
yeah. Blew it. 29-0 lead at half.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think the hype is all gone? Do you think what's going on there? What's going on? A lack of discipline?
No, they've
superseded.
They've superseded what everybody thought they were going to do. They're only expected to win 2 games. They came out. They ended up winning 3, or what are they at? 4 wins, 4-2, 4-3. The rest of their schedule, they are pretty much going to be in trouble. Stanford was a huge loss. Stanford obviously not one of the better teams in whatever division conference they're in now. Here, let me pull this up real quick. Oh shit. I just want to get to the rest of Colorado's schedule because it's tough. They are not going to win many more football games at all. And I think everything Deion's doing right now is great for the university. Obviously, all of the cameras, everything is on Colorado.
Yep.
4-3 Pac-12. But who do they have left? Right? So they're at UCLA. Then they have to play Oregon State, Arizona, Washington State, and Utah. So I guess it's not as tough as I thought it was, but they still have some challenges, and they're all conference games. And you know what happens in conference games? Anything. I mean, they got blown out by Oregon, who just lost to Washington. They're lucky they don't even have to play Washington this year. Because if they had to play Washington, they would get smashed. Washington offense is probably the best in the country. And I'm not
they're nasty.
Michael Penix Jr. If anybody remembers, Michael Penix Jr. led the Indiana Hoosiers to the top 10. Indiana Hoosiers football hasn't seen the top 10, I don't think, that I can ever remember. And he got hurt, and then they fell out of the top 10. So watch out for that Washington team. They're a top 5 football team. If I had to pick my top 5, Randy, and he's saying who's your top 5, all right, Smitty, you put it up there.
Yeah.
The best team in the country, I don't know if it's Georgia. I'm not sold on Georgia for some reason. They have all the players. I don't know if I'm sold on their quarterback.
They had a tough few first games.
Dude, they start so slow.
Yeah.
They have started slow.
I think Oregon, I know Oregon right now, based on this NCAA.com, is ranked 9.
9, yeah, and that's accurate because they took an L. They just lost to Washington.
Right, but I think they could compete with all those teams in the top 5.
They can compete with every team.
I mean, that Washington game was phenomenal.
Yeah, no, they can compete with everybody. I'm gonna go Michigan 1. I'll go Georgia 2. Oh, I'm gonna go Washington 3. Oklahoma 4.
Hmm.
And Ohio State 5. I'm gonna bump Florida State out of the top 5. I watched them play, and you know what? They didn't look as good as I thought they were. They came out and smashed LSU in the first week, and they struggled against BC. Clemson, they had a tough game. I mean, they destroyed Syracuse. It'll be a good test this week to see what Florida State does against Duke. But I think Duke lost their quarterback. I think he's out for the year. Let's see.
Really? I didn't see that.
Oh, no, he's not. No, so maybe he's playing. So you know what? That's good for Duke because that'll be a good tester. Let's see where they're at. Let's see where Duke is at. Let's see where Florida State is at. But they could run the.
Oh yeah,
Florida
listen,
State
Randy.
Florida State can run the table.
Randy brought up a good topic. Miami loss was bad like 2 weeks ago. I don't know much about college football, but that coach right there, Miami's coach, wasn't that like his second time that he did that?
Yeah, he
It was
did
his
it.
second time doing it, right?
Yeah, he did it at Oregon as well.
Makes no
He
sense.
should be fired.
Listen, our buddy Kev Mike was crying. Felt bad.
That was
He
one
was,
of the worst things I've seen, like worst coaching decisions I've seen in ever.
Now, guys, let me ask you this: what does Miami lose in that situation from that? You know, the decision that the coach made. Do they lose money? Well, what is it? What is it involved in that?
Recruiting.
Okay.
You lose recruits. You got to make good decisions when you're the head football coach. You want to, and there's so much competition because every program's recruiting out of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Florida is a breeding ground for football. Texas, so you have LSU right there. You have Alabama right there. You got Florida, Florida State, Miami. Even South Florida. I mean, I wouldn't hope that a player would go to South Florida over one of those other schools, but there's a lot of schools down in that area. Ole Miss, Mississippi. I mean, it's SEC country.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're recruiting to the ACC. I don't know. Who do you want to play? You want to play against the best? No. The disparity now and then in NCAA is fantastic.
And they would have been undefeated, right? If they would have just taken a knee.
Miami, I think that would have been that was their first loss. Yes, that was their first loss. Definitely. Yep, that was a tough one. That was a tough one for Miami and their fans. Because now they are... Oh, no, that's their second. They have 2 losses. Well, that's because they lost this past weekend to North Carolina.
Right.
So that was L1. Now they got... Yeah, they're 4-2. So we'll see. Miami plays Clemson this weekend, 8 o'clock Saturday night.
They're taking Kelly out now. Pitch count 89.
Yep. Game's over. Game's over.
So, Bill Belichick, right? Does he get a chance to resign Ray, or do they fire him?
Resign.
And do you think that they'll go behind? Is there a possibility where they will go behind his back and announce it pretty much without him knowing that?
I would hope that he gets all the respect that he deserves. So I'm going to say no.
Okay.
That's grimy.
So I looked up his real quick, his contract. So he signed an extension in 2007, and the rest of his contract is undisclosed, and there are no details available about it. So my guess is they said you stay as long as you possibly can, and when the time comes, the time comes. That would be my guess.
Gotcha. So it's more like an open contract.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, why? I
Gotcha.
mean, at the end of the day, he is going to go down in history as one of the best to ever do it, if not the best to ever do it. So I think that he'll get that opportunity, and I think if anybody knows when it's time to give it up, it's Bill, right? Like Bill probably knows his time is running out, and he's a smart enough guy and a humble enough guy to realize, like, hey, I'm not meant to be here forever. Father time comes for everybody, so why not just go out on your own terms?
Do you think that he is humble enough to realize that, though, based on what Ray has said about him?
I mean, I think so, right? Like, I mean, clearly he's had a tough time as of late. I mean, he had some of the best seasons in history, and he had Tom Brady, but that's also coming from a Yankee standpoint. And Smitty, you know this better than anyone. Like, did we want to get rid of Joe Torre? No. I mean, personally, I like Joe Girardi. I know he brought us a World Series. He had some great seasons. The Yankees were like, see you later, Joe. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's like I said, time comes for everyone, but you can't keep. At some point, you got to realize, and I tell a lot of Yankee fans this, like at some point, you got to realize, like, hey, we can't keep going back to the glory days of '98 and '99 and 2000 and '96. Like it's a new Jeter's gone, Bernie Williams is gone, Posada's gone, O'Neal's gone. All these guys are gone, man. It's time to move on, right? Like, and listen, I'm not a Patriots fan, but I love the fact that their fans are still obsessed with Tom Brady, just like we are Jeter and all those guys. But
absolutely,
it's time
as they should be.
The fairy tale comes to an end, right? Like you've got to move on and figure out what to do next to get your team better because these guys aren't around forever. One of the worst days ever. One of the worst days ever.
Ray said it doesn't. Ray said it doesn't.
Yeah, he's talking out of his ass right now.
You're right. Only thing I picked right today was the wedgie.
That's it.
Oh man,
that was it. Hey, listen, what are you looking forward to this weekend?
You know what? I enjoy watching baseball, man.
Me too.
I'm still watching this baseball, man. Even though my Yankees are not in there, the playoffs, October, the way these guys play October baseball is just different, man. And that's what I'm looking forward to. I will say the Giants, but not really.
Nah, man, it gets tougher and tougher every weekend when they're on the schedule, man.
Yeah, it hurts, man. It hurts, definitely.
No, I'm still in baseball mode. I'm really excited watching these Phillies play, and there's nothing like October baseball. I know people can say what they want about baseball, man, but you sit back and you devote the time and you sit there and watch these guys play. Like Trey Turner just did his slide that he does. That's one of the it's one of the most magical things I've ever seen.
That's Ray's favorite slide right there.
It is. It's like he's on ice. It's just
he got swag. He got swag when it comes to that.
I'll tell you what though, the one thing that I'm a little scared for is the city of Philly. When they do win the World Series, that place is going to burn, dude. That place is going to burn.
It's a shithole.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with celebrating, but you don't have to set shit on fire. Like
they're going to loot. They're going to loot. They're not setting it on fire. They're going to loot every.
Oh, they're setting it. Did we not forget what? Did we not forget what happened when the Eagles won the World Series, folks? There was riots. It was wild.
And it's weird.
Support your team, but don't kill each other for God's sakes.
Nah, and they're still doing that from the Super Bowl. And they haven't won anything.
They're gonna grease the poles up.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be ugly. I feel bad. Move out of Philadelphia, please. Move out of that dumpster fire. So listen, I'm not really looking forward to this game because I don't really care for either team. But it is a good game on Saturday afternoon to start off your day at 12 o'clock. The number 7 Penn State Nittany Lions are going to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes, who are ranked number 3. So you got a top 10 matchup. It's early in the day.
I like the early games.
That's going to be a good game to watch. So I'm going to look forward to that because it's good football. Other than that, Patriots football. I'm not really looking forward to that. We're playing the Bills this week. Maybe we can shock the world.
The way the Bills have been playing, man, anything's possible.
So, hey, we'll see. Gentlemen, it was a great Tuesday night. Absolutely. 2 hours and 5 minutes is ridiculous. Well, When it goes, it goes.
It goes, man.
Gotta let it go, man.
When it
So-
goes,
right.
it goes. So,
Yeah.
all right, guys.
Great show,
Thank you.
guys. Have a good night, man.
All right, guys, take care.